amazing to see that we are 46 people. We're about to touch 50 now, coming into this leadership training. And first and foremost, that all like there's so many who has their camera on, who's paying attention, who's ready to really take this information in. Because I want you guys to understand, right? You are a Platinum 600. We have a lot of Platinum 1000s. We got 2000s, 5000s, upcoming chairmans. You guys are the stepping stone. This is your first step in order to get to the chairman level, because if you can do this, you can help other people do it. And every information that you're getting in from these trainings, all information that you're getting in through our mentors, through the people that's going to be hosting these calls, it is imperative for you to really take this information and share it with your team. This is how you can then help them to come to the level where you are and even achieve way more. So if you're able to now take this information that you're going to get on this call and really use it right away, apply it, and then help other people with the same thing, you'll see yourself level up. So I'm excited once again to open this call, and first and foremost to be able to edify this person, because I got to I got to hear a lot from him, about him from Emil, back when we were in Barcelona, because he came up to Emil and asked a lot of questions. At that time, he was a P2K, and I was, then we were able to hop into different smaller calls to even listen to him, ask questions. And the first time I actually got to meet him was on Zurich. And it was literally the night where he popped P5K. And it was a crazy, crazy, crazy night. You guys got to hear it in yesterday's call with Lars. And not only that, I got to speak with him after he popped his P5. We spoke for 30 minutes, and it really made me realize a lot of things about myself. And not only that, like, we got into deeper conversation, and later on, he's always been there and serving for us for the entire Retired Young. He's been able to serve for most of the leaders within the P2Ks. I know he's been helping a lot of P1Ks here as well, and he has really created an amazing bond. And it's really, you get to really understand that this guy is not here for only himself or for his organization. He's here for the people. And when we talk about for the people, he means for everyone within iMaster Academy. He's not building his organization within Netherlands and Belgium. He may be the first chairman there, but he's building the entire company. And going from every single event, we always see them going crazy. And not only that, they always create packed out events, like tomorrow with their Super Saturdays. Once every single month, they got a Super Saturday where they have a huge event, bringing in massive mentors. They're gonna have Alex Morton coming tomorrow to their event. You guys gotta understand, it all started with a vision. It all started with a vision that Luuk had, and he visualized it every single day. I spoke with him last week, and asking him about chairman, it was unbelievable, and you guys will hear it now as well. But understanding that he visualized this, he was praying to God every single day, visualizing. He was sacrificing more than the average person in order to achieve what he has done, not only for himself, but created so many success stories within his team. And I'm so happy and grateful to be creating, having this friendship, this brotherhood with you, bro. And I'm excited for what you have, because I've heard that you have a special training plan for us. And not only that, this is a man of, he has already, created, he has already a tour planned up as well, for like a home event tour. And he's working like a P300, going for that Chairman 25. But I believe we're gonna see a Sherman 50 in Mexico, without a doubt. So with that being said, drop some hearts, drop some fires, drop some Luke Chairman 50 in the chat. I'm excited. I'm happy that you could hop in here, bro. And with that being said, I'm gonna step away of greatness and leave this over to you, bro.
Perfect, bro. I really appreciate the words, bro. I remember the first time we actually met, bro. It was in Zurich, actually, you know. And back then, that was actually the first moment I was like getting close to God and all that kind of stuff. But I remember like the first time we met, it was just this. It's just this one moment when you're with a person that it just clicks or it just doesn't click. It's either one of those two. So I'm super happy that I got to know you, bro. And I'm super happy that you've been leading the way, for multiple people to you didn't have the easiest journey, you didn't have the fastest results, but you have been showing a lot of people and being a very big inspiration for my organization as well. See, like, hey, if you always keep going, at some point you will get the leaps, and God will always give you what you deserve. So I'm super pumped up for this call because tonight I was calling Helen today. I was like, what do you want me to talk about? And she said, Luke, just talk a little bit about things that give like a certain amount of urgency. And yeah, one thing that I have a lot of urgency from, which I'm not aware of, is I just have a big urgency from the fact that this system is just fucked up. Sorry that I say it like that, but this is a messed up system that we have right now. So what I'm actually going to do tonight, I'm not going to give you all the information on how to do a home event, how to work hard on all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to give you a smack in the face to show like, hey, you're either going to make this thing work or your life will be pretty much, I wouldn't say messed up, but it won't be funny. I can definitely say it won't be funny because there's a lot of things going on right now in the world, and most people are just not aware of it. The moment I got aware of what's going on inside of the system is what really changed me and what really gave me and my whole organization actually insight on like, hey, we have to move, right? Because you can write this down for yourself. If you're a P600, P1000, P2000, every single time I got to a new rank, it was because I had a certain essence of urgency, right? It was always this energy of urgency, right? This energy switch that I made. Like Lars, for example, as well. He went from P5 to Chairman 10 by just switching his energy. And that all comes by not knowing what you really want, but knowing what you really don't want, to be honest. I wake up in the morning, I get out of my bed, not because I want to go Chairman 25, but I don't want to D-rank because I don't want to, be a bad example. And I don't want to be a broke, bad, weird motherfucker. You know what I mean? So I'm super grateful for being on this call, and I'm going to say, before I'm going to get started, um, for some people it might be totally new. For some people that might be, you might already have some information about it. But for me, it literally changed my life, and I'm so happy and grateful that I can share this with you all. Y'all are doing an amazing job in Sweden right now. I saw all the P2s popping almost every single day. But I just know one thing is it messed me up that even in Zurich, it was in Barcelona, and every single fucking convention, they don't talk a lot about Sweden, right? And for you as P600 Plus, it's time in Mexico to make sure that they will say Sweden every single round, right? So drop one in the chat if you are ready to really build this organization into the thousands, not the hundreds, right? It's. I said it to myself. It's now time to play big, right? It's time to play big. It's time to become a professional. Stop being amateurs and like really make this thing a big thing because my goal, and it's already done. I'm so happy and grateful now that I will be a Chairman 100 in the next upcoming 3 years. And I will go on a tour, for example, in March to really make this thing work because I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like Alex Morn says, at some point you got to just be, done with the situation that you have right now. And still, I'm grateful for the situation that I have, but I'm just blissfully dissatisfied, if you know what I mean. So I really want to go in depth because this is actually where my journey gets started. To be honest, the first moment I literally ever started growing, started moving is because I really knew what I didn't want, right? And I'm just going to give you an example before I get started because this is probably going to be a 50 to 60-minute call. I will probably talk a lot, but you don't have to write everything down. Just try to, be focused. Let's just be focused the upcoming hour. And for me personally, this is something that my dad told me before I got started with this business. He said, Luke, there has been an experiment. And what they did with the experiment is they had a labyrinth, maze, however you want to call it. and they did a test, right? They put in a mouse, right? They put in different mouses with different situations. And the first mouse just got put in the maze and it had to find the exit. And what it did, it was just walking around, not pretty fast. It wasn't running. It was like looking like, hey, where do I need to go? Sometimes it was standing still. But at some point, after a couple hours, it found the exit and it got out, right? But it took a long freaking time. It took freaking hours, right? And that's the same thing when people, they get started with this business, they want to find the exit, the success, but if they don't have something they want to go for, the goals, for example, or not something that's running after them, they don't have the urgency to go. And that's why it will take years for them, years and years and years to actually become successful. So what they did with the second experiment is they had a mouse, and in the end, where the exit was, they put the smell of cheese. And now it was actually there in only 2 hours. In 2 hours, it found the exit because it was like literally like sniffing around and looking like, hey, where is the cheese? I want to get it, right? That's when you have your goals. But what they did with the third mouse is they put the smell, the smell of a cat behind the mouse. And now it was only at the exit within only 50 minutes. So not 2 hours, it was out literally in 50 minutes. And then the fourth one is the fourth one that had either and the cheese and the smell of the cat behind him, right? And this time he was out in 15 minutes. More of the story. You need to have certain things that you want to go for, but you also need to have something that is running around you, right? Or running behind you. And that is something I've been really like focusing on, like, hey, what really gave me this push, And for me personally, everybody knows it. When my chairman recognition was, my mentor literally had to cry because he literally said like he was crying so hard, and he said like literally every single teacher, every single thing in the system, it wrote me off because they said I was a dumb guy, right? They always wrote me off. They always said you have to be the smartest guy in the room, all that kind of bullshit. I was just not smart in learning bullshit ass Pythagoras. I don't know you call it in freaking Swedish, but anyway, you know what I mean, right? So I didn't use that the last 3 years, to become a six-figure earner inside of this industry. All I did is I was like seeking for this system really messed me up, and it's literally running behind me because if I'm not gonna make something out of this business, I'll be stuck inside of it, right? Because drop one in the chat if you are below the age of 27 at this moment. My mentor always told me, he said, Luke, there are either two things you can do, right? You can either build something up, right? You can either build something up between the age of 18 to 30, or you can just die, but you're not yet buried, right? You're not yet buried. And what he meant with that is most people in their 20s, they get buried, but they're just not buried alive yet. Inside of their mind, they're buried. They don't even know what's possible in life. They don't know even, I mean, I can talk about the money that I make. I can talk about the experience that I have. The chairman experience that I had at the stage, some people don't have even experience. And I pray to God, literally, I hope that every single person on this call can ever experience the amount of happiness that I felt in that moment. I really hope that you can ever experience that amount of happiness, because you can give me hundreds of thousands of euros. I will never take them if I could choose that experience once again, right? But also because it was not about me, it was about seeing all these people that I've been building this business with, seeing all these people crying in the stage, you know what I mean? It really hit me. So I've been always moving because I know I have to move, because otherwise, for every single person on this call as well, I know for my team, and you have to know it for your team, that your actions, your urgency will be reflecting on the results of the people inside of your organization, right? Like the life of the parents of your people, right? The life of their children, they're dependent on you. And before I want to get started with everything about this, I want to give a quick disclaimer because I'm going to go deep in it. Do your own research, right? All the information and knowledge that I will give is just that I use from successful people like Kanye West, Kevin Trudeau, Gary Brecka, Iman Gatsi, all that kind of guys. And this training is not to scare you. It's only to wake you up in some kind of sense and make you realize that IM is the best business in the world. IM is literally the best opportunity right now at this moment, right? Because the purpose for me has never been fair. So you can write this down for yourself, is if you look at life, it's actually one of the most beautiful things ever. There's I said it on stage, there's in 2024, there has been more than 35,000 people right now that ended their lives. But it's beautiful if you think about all the animals, all the things that we can do, all the things we can do together, right? And the purpose as a human being, right, is to thrive. Jürgen said it best, is the quality of your life is dependent on the questions you ask yourself. But the most important question will always be, why are you even here? What is it that you're even doing here? Most people don't have an answer for that question. Most people don't even think about that question, but it's the most important question. Why are you living on this floating ball, right? And we as human beings, we're God's highest form of creation, right? We have the survival mode, but we also have creation mode. We have a creator and we can create. So it's actually kind of beautiful, right? Because drop a one or like a 5 in the chat if you think life is actually pretty beautiful. If you think life is one of the most amazing things you could ever have gone, it's like a gift every single day. Like every breath that you take, it's beautiful, right? But still so many people are depressed, still so many people have anxiety, right? Still so many people, for example, right, they're broke because not for everybody it's a beautiful life, right? Most people only survive. Most people, if you're on this call, please drop some hearts in the chat just out of being grateful, right? Because you have a laptop or a phone. Most people don't even have a laptop or a phone. Most people don't even have money to get started with IM. Most people don't even have money to get to the convention, right? And still some of us are still complaining sometimes. Always be grateful, right? So I asked myself, did the universe really exist to build this in different countries in Africa? Like, does it really exist? I mean, I haven't seen poverty that big with my eyes. I never seen it. I know that it's out there, right? This gave me just a big question because in Sweden, Netherlands, Belgium, it's good income. It's all kind of nice, You have a roof above your head. You can get water, food, all that kind of stuff. But there's still many people that don't have that. So understand that it's that we at this moment right now are literally being programmed and programmed and programmed to lose. But we are all born to win. Every single person is born to win. Bob Proctor says it all the time, right? We are spiritual beings having a physical experience, right? Our mind is literally $1 billion computer. So you can create whatever it is you wanted in your life, right? But we and we have the opportunity to get the right information on how it is that we can create. For example, if you really understand, I've been in this business for 3 years. The training Alex Morning gave you guys, I made a recording of it. It's literally the blueprint to create your own life. It's a blueprint. You can create everything that you want if you just apply what he just said. And we get that on a convention, for example. We have still on Go Live, you can watch Bob Proctor's sessions, right? But you have to take usage of all the things that you have. And that's why you need to have a certain sense of urgency to start really creating, because it's either that you're in the poor class or the rich class. Middle class will be vanished in the next upcoming years, right? Literally. But we have to understand that for us to create, for us to grow, right? Write this for yourself down. Your body always wants pleasure. But like I said, we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. So it's not about the physical, it's about the spiritual experience that you have. Our body always wants pleasure, but our soul always wants growth. Our soul always wants growth. So we need to grow, right? We need to grow as much as we can, but we need to fail as well. We need to have lessons and learn stuff. That's what I see in IM, right? All my traumas came back when I got into IM, because in IM you really learn how to become. It's not I have, we're in IM. It's really how to become a successful person, because success is something that you are. Well, being wealthy means if you lose all your money, how much are you worth, right? So, for example, even like being sick physically is still a reflection of your inner. With everything you have right now, write this down for yourself. It's really changed everything for me. My business has been stuck, and I started moving again. I started like doing shit different. Your life will always be a reflection of who you are from the inside. Your income, your team, your parents, how people react to you, whatever it is, right? And I'm gonna go into fucking dimension, all that kind of stuff. That's gonna be maybe a topic later, right? But like I said, success is something that you are by the frequency that you're on. And I'm gonna go deeper into why I'm telling this, right? Because if you get all this information that I just gave you, right? This is very important to understand. Drop one in chat if you ever got this information from school. And if so, if not, then why don't they give this information, right? Why are they not talking about it? Where does it come from, right? Start asking yourself more questions, because most people just don't think. Because why not? Why don't they give us this information? Why don't they give us the information about giving other people love, about becoming a leader, right? About growing your soul, all that kind of stuff. That's purely because, like I said, they want to program you. That's just a fact. You have to become more aware of it, right? So the question is, if you ask questions, the nice thing is like communication has like different kind of levels. From every single question that you can answer to yourself, or you cannot answer, there's always another question that you can ask. So who keeps us from this information and why, right? because you cannot be successful unless you are wired for success, right? Because our brain, we perceive reality by how our brain is wired. And we all understand that we all have a subconscious mind, we have a conscious mind, and you got to understand, like, hey, where does school come from, right? For example, who is controlling certain things? Who built the school system? Why did you go to school for hours and hours? I mean, drop a one in chat, to just to be honest. Drop a one in the chat if you look back at school and you don't remember a single fuck about what they said. I don't. I swear to God, I I got graduated in Spanish. Yo hablo no español. I don't know a single freaking word Spanish anymore. I don't know it. Why? Do I get chairman by freaking speaking Spanish? Hell no. The only thing I can maybe say is hijo de puta, that's it. And maybe get a slap in my face from any like Spanish girl, you know what I mean? But that's it, you know what I mean? So you guys know what I mean. Sorry for Helen for swearing too much. This is what I do sometimes, right? Right. Something's got to be yourself as well. So what I've been really focusing on, like, hey, where does it start, right? Where does success start? Because some people inside of this business, they're stuck, but they have the skills, right? They're in the business for a long time, but you just got to understand one thing, right? I want you to write down for yourself. From the age from 0 to 10, right? As a kid, we only had a subconscious mind, a subconscious mind. 0 to 10, that age, we only had a subconscious mind, right? So all the information that was put in there is something that you believe in. If you believe, let's say your parents in school taught you that this is a bird, and you get to school when you're 10 years old, you never seen anybody till you're 10 years old, you get to school and you say, hey, I'm gonna drink out of this bird. And the kid's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's a freaking, I don't know how you call this. We say flesh in the Netherlands. Okay. And he said, like, hey, it's a bottle. And you say, no, it's a bird. I mean, you believe in it, right? So guess what? What do they do? Why is school there? You want to know something crazy? I'm going to give you, guys, drop one in chat if I can, like, give you guys some deep stuff about Netherlands and about the system. All right, perfect. So since 1666, when you are born in Netherlands and you go to the government to sign up your name, you're immediately sign up as a dead person. A dead person. You're dead. To the government, you're dead, right? And I don't remember what the name is. Hold on, I gotta translate this one because this is a oh yeah, there we go. So when you are instantly dead to the government, what happens? They give you a number, right? They give you a number and a bank account. I checked my passport. On my passport, there's a number. It's crazy. Most people don't even know it, but on my passport is a number. It's actually a bank account where there's like millions of dollars on it. I cannot get into it yet, but I can talk to you guys a little bit later about it. There's crazy stuff going on. But anyway, so since 1666, they have this law, right? And what happens is you're dead to the government. And what happens then is I'm right now a citizen, right? And in the book, the law book that we have in Netherlands, you have to live by the laws of a citizen. So the moment I get born, I'm not a human being anymore to the government. That's why I'm a citizen. So I have to live by the laws. You know what's funny? I have more than 20 people in my business, almost including me, that are right now not citizens anymore. They're actually human beings again. We don't pay taxes because only citizens have to pay taxes, for example, right? And I can tell you many different messed up things, right? Many different messed up things. But anyway, to not go deeper into it. So to give you an example, right? The goal that they have inside of the system is only to do one thing, right? You can never change what somebody does, but you can only change how they think. And the moment they think in a certain way, they're going to feel in a certain way. And how they feel is what they're going to do. So it starts with thinking. So what do? The only goal that you have is power, right? The only goal that they have is power. They have all the money, they have all the cars, they have everything. They own everything. And I'm going to go deeper into it. If you don't believe me, just stick around to the end of the call. So right now, there's definitely a war going on. People say, no, that's not true. It's not a physical war anymore. It's only consciousness. It's a war on consciousness. Only thing they want to do is keep people on low energy, on the low vibration, right? So what happens? Like you see, your subconscious mind is about involuntary bodily functions, emotions and feelings, beliefs, values, and habits. But don't your habits create your lifestyle? Your lifestyle creates your life. Okay. Don't your beliefs create how you see the world, like I just showed you guys? Okay. And isn't it important to focus on your creativity, your dreams, your intuition? Anyway, okay. So what happens when you get to the age of 11, 12, 30, whatever it is that you are, hopefully you're 18 plus right now, you get a conscious mind, right? This is the mind you can think with, plan, analyze, all that kind of stuff. But that's the thing. All they're trying to do is make you more and more subconscious. Write this down for yourself. You have 60,000 thoughts every single day. 60,000 thoughts every single day. Did you know that for most people in this world right now, if 70% of their 60,000 thoughts that are negative every single day, 70% of most people's thoughts are negative. So let's keep going, okay? So this one I'm going to skip because it's in Netherlands. All right. So what are things that lower your vibration, that lower your energy, right? Because that's the thing. The lower you are in energy, the less conscious you are, right? So I'm going to give you some things. Alcohol, drugs, drifting on social media, right? Negative energy from people. It's sugar. It's fast food. It's the one that are under that one. And there's many different things that they're doing right now. And this is just I've been studying this for the last 3 years. My dad has been studying this for the last 10 years. So all these things on the left, hopefully you don't do them, because trust me, you can work as hard as you want inside of this business, but if you're drifting on social media, still doing drugs, still doing alcohol, trust me, a successful person, a really successful person, didn't do this to get to 6 figures, didn't get do this to get to 7 or 8 figures. And still you can do it for yourself, but you won't be really happy or really fulfilled from the inside. So even though these things happen, what they also do is they have celebrities, movies, advertisement, influencers that all promote all these bad kind of things, right? So make sure to really like be aware of this, because, for example, Lars never drinks alcohol, almost never drinks alcohol. He doesn't do drugs. He's never drifting on social media. If he has anybody negative around him, he skips that person. No, never he did fast food, right? Those are things that really successful people do, that make the big change. Because write this down for yourself. Success is always in the details. You can take a look at Tiger Woods and some other golf player, and you can ask yourself, but what's the difference? If they're both really good, it's just the tiny difference. It's just that tiny little millimeters or centimeters of difference where he shoots them in and they don't. So it's very important to be aware of this, because if you're not aware of something, you cannot change anything, right? And that's the whole point with most people today, is they don't change. Who had this as well? Sometimes you went on a Zoom call, or maybe you talk with them with the parents of somebody who was joining the business, and they had so big ego and they were so stubborn about the system that you just couldn't like pick into their brain to let them understand that the whole system is, first of all, a big scam. Second of all, this business is the best opportunity ever. And third of all, the biggest scam ever is a 9 to 5 job, right? Drop one in chat if you ever had like this friend who was saying like, yeah, but crypto is like, it's you cannot touch it. It's fake. Or like, oh, you're not really helping people. All you're trying to do is get them to be in. You know, these people are just not aware of it. And then they say, but bro, you're in a pyramid scheme. And I said, like, hey, but bro, do you mean the same thing as a normal job, as a company? So you're the employee, you have like the managers, assistant managers. Do you make more money than CEO? Yeah, bro, but that is something else. Come on, man. That this is something that Juvenal say was one of the biggest guys. No, back then I think it was back in when the Romans were there. He said, "Give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt." Give them what this means is all you have to do nowadays, and this is something that they did back then, right? There was a lot of people, they didn't like the Roman Empire, all that kind of stuff, so they started to revolt. So what they did is they built the Colosseum, they gave them bread, and they gave them a circus, and nobody was revolting. Why? Because they were distracted. Nowadays you see it all the time, going to movies, having fun on Friday and Saturday. Oh, it's just it's just nasty for me to think about, right? Going out for the football, going to the club, having fun. Yeah, having fun with the last couple of euros that you have, still being broke. You know, that's not fun to me, right? And we all know that we want something other fun, okay? Oh, hold on. There we go. All right, guys, drop one in the chat if it makes sense, if you're getting some value. Hopefully you are, because like I said, it's like a different topic, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's important to know. So, you know, what do the people do that control your life? You know, what do they do? So what I've been doing is I've been really like looking like, hey, but where does it come from? Like I said, the question is, why are certain people not giving this information? Because some people know that the information is out there, right? So what do they control? There's actually two big companies you have to write down for yourself. It's called BlackRock and Vanguard. Probably some of you know BlackRock from like the crypto thing. How was it called? The ETF. I will go more into that in a couple seconds. But from the food you eat to the mattress you sleep on, the clothes that you wear, the movies you watch, the news that you see, the like pharmacy shit that you take, and the money you spend. Everything, at the end of the day, literally everything has been controlled by two big companies, right? And this is just a fact. Just do some research on yourself, and you will get there. It's like a rabbit hole, but anyway. So Goldman Sachs, Berkshire Hathaway, all these big investment companies, the biggest companies in the world, right? They literally all are from these two big companies. So let's jump straight in it. If you don't believe it, pharmacy industry, very very big industry. Okay, so I'm gonna take the example. Hold on, I'm gonna do it live, right? Let me check. Yahoo Finance. You can look it up yourself because then it's much more funnier. Yahoo. There we go. All right. Because some people say like, yeah, but it's probably screenshot. Yeah, for sure. All right. Accept everything. Come on. All right. Let's take a. Can you guys drop like a big company in the chat? Except for IM. Drop like a big company in the chat or something. Something that is like okay. Apple. There we go. Apple. All right, Apple. Okay, so write this down for yourself. If a company, right? If a company, if more than 50% of like the holders, right? If, like for example, the holders, if the shares are more than 50% of other people, so 51%, the owner of the company itself doesn't have anything to say about what happens inside of the company. So you go here to holders, and then you can see held by institutions is more than 50%. You see? So oh, the first one is Vanguard and BlackRock. Those are the two biggest. All right, there we're gonna see. Okay, Pfizer. Yeah, I already showed Pfizer, so that one you can also see. Microsoft. Okay, there we go. Microsoft. I think this is one. Microsoft. There we go. Holders. There we go. Yeah, 30. Oh, well, that's a coincidence. It's also Vanguard. Oh, they're also the biggest holder. All right. Well, so you see what I mean? I can literally go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So still Pfizer, for example, Vanguard and BlackRock. Fun fact: Pfizer did 32.5 million in revenue in 2021. But yeah, anyway, Corona was really existing. All right, then we have AbbVie, the exact same thing. Food industry, Mondelez, one of the biggest companies that holds a lot of different things when it comes to food. Oh, top institutional. Oh, Vanguard and oh, well, that's a coincidence. So it's literally everything. It comes down to Meta. Every single company, they own it. Okay. So BlackRock and Vanguard are less than a decade away from managing $20 trillion. Okay, so they have probably all the money in the world. Well, that's interesting. Okay. And the fun fact is that everybody knows the Federal Reserve, right? The Federal Reserve is a private a banking system, right? It's not from the government, right? It's just a system where they are printing money every single day. And like when I say printing money, it's like La Casa de Papel is like printing money. You know what I mean? So what's funny is BlackRock is really close with the Federal Reserve, and BlackRock also lends money to the Federal Reserve. They are their principal advisors. Develop their computer system. But you know, the funny thing is that the top shareholder of BlackRock is Vanguard. So at the end of the day, Vanguard is the biggest company, right? Literally the biggest company. So what I also said, and this is just news, I don't know if I could believe it, Oxfam says that wealth of the rich is 1% equal to the other 99%, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So, for example, as you can see, you know, the last couple of years, there have been more billionaires, right? For example, within Pfizer, there were like 3 or 4 new billionaires. But it's a company that tries to make sure that people are being vaccinated, right? Anyway, so this is something to really be aware of, because at some point we get to all the companies, right? We get to the last one, that is Vanguard. But the funny thing is, you can always see who is the owners of a company, but in Vanguard, they never tell you who's the owners. But yeah, then what you find out is simply by doing some research, simply by listening to some super successful people, is you have non-profit organizations, right? So non-profit organizations are, you know, I told you here, also called foundations, rely on donations, and they do not have to publish whom they from receive these donations or what they will give other people. Ladies and gentlemen, just to give you an example, everybody knows these families probably. JP Morgan family is the Rothschild family, Rockefeller family. These are the families that are behind the company from Vanguard and they own literally every single thing in the world. They own everything, everything. Like I said, from the money you have to everything, right? And you are not aware of it because nobody ever told you, right? And all these people want is their families to be wealthy and keep being wealthy in the next upcoming decades, literally decades. So what they say is they do not have to publish who they receive donations from or how much. This is literally the people that are owning trillions of dollars, trillions of dollars. They're laughing their butts off, literally. So the question is like, where does money even come from, right? So when we go back, because this is a very important thing, most people want to know, how to become successful and like be financially free, but they don't even know what money is. So 700 before Christ, metal coins were actually created and they became bronze coins, right? So back then, it was like a coin had a certain value, right? It had a certain value. So 1 gram of gold was worth 1 gram of gold back then. So it had a certain skill where they used to have, the value on it. But then until international trading came, they started, getting ships to different countries. But yeah, coins were too heavy. So they got into new money, right? They got into paper money. So when they had paper money, all the money of all the coins that they have, they brought it to the banking system because that's a system that they put up. Then they give you a certain amount of, you gave them gold, for example, and then they gave you a certain amount of money, right? So what happened is that you had the gold standard back then, right? We had the gold standard. So money was connected to gold. Since 1971, money is not backed by gold anymore. So guess what? First of all, money has no value anymore. The only value it has is we give it value. That's the only thing. Literally, we give value. Literally, we give value to our commodities and all that kind of stuff. We give it value because it has no value anymore. It's not backed by gold anymore at this moment. But don't forget, all the money that's being printed, the paper money that is being typed in your bank account, it's all owned by the families. They all own it because they own the system. They own every single company. So they own literally everything. All they don't own is at this moment right now, I am, which I'm happy with. So what I would recommend every single person to do is listen to your wish show command because Kevin Trudeau also said families and secret societies have believed for centuries that being wealthy and knowing all the secrets is in their DNA. These people literally, like for real, and this is no joke, you can look it up yourself, just become more aware of it. They literally think that it's in their DNA. That's why they don't tell anybody else, right? So what they did is they said up like, if you don't believe it or not, maybe I have a photo of it. Hold on, I'm gonna check if I have the photo. I remember I had some of my friends, and when I talked about Illuminati and all that kind of stuff, they got mad at me. So like, bro, you're fucking crazy. And then I actually went to Dubai a couple weeks ago, and it's a couple months ago, and I saw a Rolls Royce Ghost. And at the back of the Rolls Royce, I don't have the photo anymore. At the back of the Rolls Royce, it said Freemasons. Yeah, must be a coincidence. So anyway, what all these societies do, what most families do, is they always share the secrets on how to be wealthy, right? They always share the secrets on how to, use the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, and create an amazing life. So all these people know the secrets, but they don't teach you a single shit about it. But what they do is these people, they benefit from society. You know that at the end of the day, if you think about it, credit card fees are just it's just a setup thing, right? To just make sure that more people give money to the higher up people. Taxes, the exact same thing. Taxes is literally the biggest scam ever. It's a built-in slavery system with just one purpose only, and the purpose is to get people in debt. When you get into debt, you are owning money, right? You're owning money to the government. You have to work for them. Then you are a slave, but you're not aware of it because you're eating fast food, drinking every single Friday and Saturday. You're listening to the most bad stuff, watching bad movies, going to different websites, which I'm not going to talk about. You know what I mean? So all these things, they're all meant to make sure that people are a slave in the end of the day, and it's a fact, right? Because now you gotta understand. Drop a one in the chat if you're thinking by yourself like, "Fuck no, I don't want this. This is something that I truly don't want. I want to get out of it." And this is where the moment comes that you have to become aware of what I am does, right? Because if they want power and how they can do it is literally that. But understand that times change and also do their system, right? So there are 5 ways right now at the moment that they are controlling the masses mostly, okay? So first of all, it's media, right? Television stands for tell a vision. People believe in the vision, right? My grandma was here today eating. She's like matrix into the matrix. Man, that mindset, I'm like, wow, crazy. She's like watching videos and TV every single day. You can just see the way of thinking. It's only fear that they bring in all the time, right? Second of all, technology, the monitoring, tracking, and influencing people through social media, for example, economic control, for example, different things they do, education and culture as well, right? So what they see right now, just understand like, why are there even borders between countries? Where does it come from? Most people don't even know that. Why are there different religions, right? So, but it's all negative, you think. It always means that there are opportunity, right? Every single time market crashes, there's always opportunity. So it's just your perspective. Some people, I give them this call, they came to me and said, bro, I almost got a fucking panic attack. Yeah, that's your own choice. If you get a panic attack, you can now take the opportunity to change your life. Because know one thing, the world is always a projection of our collective consciousness, right? If our collective consciousness reaches a place of peace, harmony, laughter, and love, it will be a different world. And this is something that, this is literally the reason why I started with this business. My biggest goal in IM is to switch collective consciousness. Luke, what the fuck does collective consciousness mean? Pretty simple. They did an experiment with two different islands, and they put monkeys on the island. So what they did is that one island and another island, kilometers away from each other, miles away, and they had monkeys on the island, and they both gave them bananas, right? They put them on the grass. It's like I don't know how you call it, but they put it on the grass. Monkeys started eating monkey. Then what they did is on both islands, they started like dropping the bananas out of the helicopter into the sand. And all the monkeys were like, hell no, I'm not going to eat that. I don't want to eat it anymore, right? So they were starving. So what happened is they trained one monkey to like be able to wash, the sand of the banana in the sea, and they put that monkey on one of the islands. So the second island still is starving. The first island, what happens? Monkey see, monkey do. All the monkeys started doing the same stuff. They started cleaning their bananas. And before that, they were not doing it. So at some point in island one, every single monkey was cleaning their bananas and eating. They were not starving anymore. You know what happened? Weeks after that, the second island started doing the same thing, although none of the monkeys were ever connected to the other monkeys. You know what's the moral of the story is we are all connected in the way of how we think, how we are conscious. If 1% of the world right now switches to the same, thinking that I am has, right? Wanting to be free, wanting to do stuff for yourself, everything in the world changes. Only 1%. And that is where I am is literally the biggest vehicle for it to get out of the system. Because you get control over your mind, you get control over your money, you can create freedom, and you literally have the people around you on this call that have a good energy. Instead of that messed up energy, complaining all the time, talking. You know what the thing is? My little brother got started yesterday, and I gave him a smack on his head. I said, bro, the last 2 years, you've been doing so many messed up things. You could already change your life so badly. But every single time he was with his friends, they were complaining or talking behind somebody's back. And all they did was not creating success themselves. They were always talking about somebody else creating success. So I am is literally the opposite of what the elites are doing. Literally the opposite. You know what I mean? So understand also that once you get to an event, you will understand this movement for the future, right? Because drop a one in the chat if you thought that Budapest was the craziest event ever. It was so powerful. And I really felt that God, like Elias Luuk said in his MMX session as well, God really has his hands on our company, for sure, 1000%. Allah, however you want to call it, right? So every single person right now, understand in here, if you're in this call, is take the opportunity to really make this change, right? To really make something out of this. Because you're either going to get control self or you will be controlled. There's a law in nature that everything that is empty will be filled. So you either fill it with the positive right stuff or you either fill it with the negative stuff. You have the choice. So what can you do? First of all, be really careful what you listen to every single day. What do you put inside of your mind? Stop scrolling on Instagram and TikTok before you get to sleep. It messes up your brain. What I do when I don't have anything, boom, I go to personal development. Boom, I start watching videos. Boom, I start listening to podcasts. That's what I do all the time, right? Also, be careful with what you eat. Stop eating the junk food every single day. Stop fucking vaping, for example. Sorry, guys, I'm trying so much, but for example, vaping. Stop doing it. Stop. You can say, but yeah, but I just want to vape. It's nice in between calls. Yeah, nice, but it making you less and less conscious, and it's literally messing up your brain. It's messing up your brain. So then you can like go to your mentor, like, oh, I don't get the results I want to get, yeah, it's in the details, guys. It's always in the details. Also, be careful what you believe in. Be careful who you listen to. I never listened to my parents the last 3 years inside of this business. They always told me, and I'm the one who retired my mom, not my dad, even though he was saying all kinds of shit, right? My friends as well. Be careful with your environment and don't go to the circuses, right? Because don't forget, Pinocchio never became a real boy until he quit smoking, until he quit going to the circuses, until he quit being in the bad environment, and until he quit drinking alcohol all the time, and until he quit lying, right? Don't lie to yourself. You know what you can change all the time. So what can really make you escape? It's first of all, I am. But I think one of the most important things is not about you escaping. It's about getting other people to escape, right? Because the events that's the thing with I am. You don't pay for Super Saturday in Netherlands. I'm going to have tomorrow the biggest event ever with 1,500 people. 1,500 people in the Netherlands, right? I'm going to do a tour, Chairman 25, already done before Monterrey, right? I'm taking this opportunity and I'm taking this opportunity for these events to not change my life, but I want to change other people's life. And I know Helen said to me, like, hey, we're going to have an event probably around March, in the end of March. March is the best year, like month ever for network marketing, but I don't care about numbers. I don't care about getting to the next rank. All I care about is that I want other people to experience what I've experienced, to get them out of the system. Because there's so many people right now being broke, so many people right now feeling bad, and I can only pray to God that God brings these people to me, right? And you have to be the example. Things are not done by me, right? Barian said it best, things are done through me. So let something work through you to help other people. That's why we are here. We are born on this planet to do three things: grow, love other people, and have reproduction. That's all we got to do. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for being on the call. Give me the right attention, giving me the right energy. Hopefully you took some notes. Hopefully this has changed something inside of your mind, and hopefully understand why are Luuk and Lars running so hard every single day. Because, for example, I signed up 5 people the last 24 hours. Lars startup 6 people. Anthony the exact same. We are running because we just know we have to do something different. We have to know we have to keep going forward. Because this big organization, this whole collective consciousness switch won't happen just by being an amateur and doing jack shit, right? It's about this sense of urgency that I have. You can just feel it when you're around me all the time, just going and going and going and going. I was in a P1000 boot camp the last 3 days. In one of my legs, I have more than 35 P1000s. The other two, I have more than 15. It was an amazing, amazing experience. And still there, one of the P2s came to me and he said, bro, I'm outworking everybody except for you. And I said, yes, bro. He said, why? I said, like, bro, I just know that I have to make a change. Because from 18 to 30, you can either pay the pain of discipline, or I think you can pay the pain of regrets. And that's something I never wanted to have. So I'm going to pass the word back to my brother from another mother, Mr. Anwar. Bro, I appreciate you so much for your time. I hope this has been something that got you a little bit more conscious on anything. If you have questions, just let me know. And once again, I will see you all very soon in Monterrey. Maybe I'll get to Sweden sometime if you guys want me to. But it has to be a little bit warmer because I see it's fucking cold all the time on Helen stories. And Netherlands is also freaking cold, so I don't really like the cold sun. I gotta get to some more sun. But anyway, have an amazing blessed night. Oh, it's fucking dark out. There we go. Hold on. Boom. There we go. So I'll give the word back to you, bro, and I will see you all soon. Ciao, ciao.
Bro, you went crazy. I got messages that this was one of the best trainings. And not only that, bro, let's get Luuk here when it's cold. Like I spoke with him about it when I was about to leave. I'm just playing. But once again, thank you so much. This was one of the craziest trainings. And like, this is the very first, this is the first day of March. This is March 1st, guys. Understand, March Madness, we've said it in the P2K group. Like, we've said it every day. This month, this is the month where we're gonna create the craziest madness of all time. Guys, I want you guys to really take this to the next level. Make sure that you're already promoting the next call that we're having with the one and only Chairman 100, Joey Wilson. This guy is a GoPro network marketing professional, right? So I want you guys to really make sure to take this information, run with it. And especially, I hope you guys got more aware because, as Luuk said, you know that you must create a change right now in your current situation if you hate where you are right now. We're going to create the biggest urgency of all time. So with that being said, if you haven't gotten your tickets, get all of those tickets because they're gonna run out real soon now. With that being said, yeah, exactly. So really send a message, post Luuk on on socials as well, and make sure that everyone is aware. So without further ado, I'll talk to y'all on Sunday. Enough not to sing the back, and we may have a huge announcement on Sunday. That's it. Ciao ciao.